Details of these and more after this break. I am Omoye Ogbede. Godwin Obaseki has commissioned the Ohodua Emu Bridge connecting the people of Ohodua in Eastern Southeast local government area of the state with other communities. The governor also commissioned the 5.3-kilometer Iselu Okaigben Road in Ewohimi, Eastern South local government area of the state. The commissioning took place during the PDP ward-to-ward campaign in Edo Central Senatorial District ahead of the September 19, 2020 governorship election in the state. Commissioning the bridge on behalf of the governor, Senator Odion Gbesia, thanked Obaseki for the construction of what he termed the testimony bridge. He said the governor had performed excellently across all sectors, noting that the bridge is a testimony to the sterling performance of the Obaseki-led administration. He noted that the bridge will further open up the area for economic activities. A leader of PDP in Ward 2, Ewohimi, Ken Imaswagmo, who commissioned the Selu Okaigben Road on behalf of the governor, thanked the Obaseki-led administration for the road, which he said will open up the area for both agricultural and other economic activities. And the traditional ruler of Erato Kingdom in Eastern Southeast local government area of Edo State, His Royal Highness Silvanus Ihume, has reassured Governor Obaseki of the unalloyed support of the Esan people in the forthcoming election in the state. The Onoje of Erato, who described the governor and candidate of the People's Democratic Party as the messiah the Edo people have been waiting for, said Obaseki's re-election will ensure continuity of his sterling performance and consolidation and good governance in the state. Receiving the governor, his deputy, Comrade Philip Shaibu, Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Frank Okie, and other members of the Edo PDP Campaign Council in his palace, the monarch commended Obaseki for extending his administration's developmental projects to the community. The Onoje told the governor that he didn't need to come and campaign because they have already seen and heard of his good works across the state and they are impressed. The monarch also applied a native chalk on the governor's palm and that of his deputy as a sign of blessing. On his part, Obaseki said his administration is committed to uplift the Edo people, promising to scale up the development in Erato community upon his re-election on September 19, 2020. He told them that the delay in the road construction work in Erato was due to the redesigning of the water drainage and also the coronavirus pandemic. Edo State First Lady Betsy Obaseki on Wednesday met with wives of Eniges in the state to sensitize them on the need to re-elect the candidates of the People's Democratic Party, the governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, in the September 19th governorship election. The meeting follows a series of engagements between the First Lady and different women groups in the state to ensure the re-election of Governor Obaseki. Speaking during an interactive session with the Enige's wives, the governor's wife asked them to judge as mothers whether it is the best interest of the people to mortgage the future of the state and to satisfy a few people, or whether the state has not fared better in the past 3.5 years under Governor Obaseki. She further stated that a people get the government they deserve and that now is the time for the people of Edo State to stand for good governance. A coalition of civil society groups for good governance and electoral matters on Wednesday staged a protest in Abuja against the growing threats of violence by partisans ahead of the September 19th governorship election in Edo State. The protesters, led by convener Comrade Adamu Matauzu and co-convener Comrade Denisi Prince, also addressed a petition to the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Ambassador Catriona Liang, urging her to intervene and help the will of the people to prevail. While they wielded placards with various inscriptions, the protesters lamented that 39 days to the polls, activities of political players have unfortunately heightened security challenges in the state, with women and children particularly affected. The protesters also asked the Independent National Electoral Commission not to allow itself to be pressured into postponing the election or conniving to have an inconclusive election. Nigerian traders operating in Ghana on Wednesday visited the Foreign Affairs Ministry in Abuja to protest the locking up of their shops in Ghana. The protesters, who carried placards with various inscriptions of their grievances, held the protest peacefully under the watch of policemen. Leader of the group, Nze Onwuka, said the traders were running out of patience because they have waited for 7 years for the Nigerian government to intervene, but to no avail. He explained that the plight of Nigerians doing business in Ghana was reaching boiling point and could degenerate to a point where Nigerians will become subject of xenophobic attacks if the issue is not dealt with. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timothy Silva, says President Muhammadu Buhari is committed to reversing Nigeria's status as a net importer of refined petroleum products. The minister stated this after inspecting the first hydro-skimming private medulla refinery being built by businessman Azibabu Irani in Yar'Adua, Bayelsa State capital. The refinery, which is about 75% completed, has the capacity to process 12,000 barrels of crude per day. In a release by the spokesperson for the company, Austin Ebipade, the minister noted that Ezekiel Hydro-Skimming Refinery is a massive, visionary and pragmatic quest to facilitate the federal government's objective towards attaining self-sufficiency in the production of refined products such as petrol, diesel, aviation fuel, and liquefied petroleum gas. And the Federal Executive Council on Wednesday approved a total of 5.49 billion naira for revised costing of federal secretariat projects in 5 states and a dam project in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. This was disclosed to State House correspondents at the close of the week's FEC meeting, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja. By the ministers who presented the memoranda for the variation: Minister of Works and Housing, Batunde Fashola, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Bello, and Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed. Minister of Works and Housing Fashola said he sought an approval for the revision of contract sum for the completion of federal secretariats in 5 states where federal officials had not been properly accommodated. According to him, the revision is up to 3.975 billion naira and necessitated for the projects, which had been approved since 2011, explaining the cost for execution of the project had since gone up over the years. Also speaking at the briefing, the Minister for FCT, Bello, said the council approved the sum of 1.510 billion naira for the rehabilitation of the Lower Usuman Dam Water Treatment Plant Phase 2 in the FCT. According to the minister, the scope of the rehabilitation work would cover the repair and replacement of some critical components of the plant, adding that the rehabilitation work had been long overdue, having worked for over 30 years. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission says it has launched an investigation into the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Gospel Akpabio, and the Acting Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Professor Keme Ponde. The EFCC said this in an invitation letter addressed to a group, Foundation for True Freedom and Good Governance, led by activist Deji Adeyanju. The letter, signed by Head Economic Governance Section Adebayo Adeniyi, is dated August 14, 2020. The EFCC revealed that it was indeed probing the NDDC and called on Adeyanju to come to clarify some of the allegations. And KFM News continues right after this break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. The National President of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Professor Biodun Oguyemi, has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to resolve the crisis rocking the University of Lagos over the removal of Professor Oluwatoyin Ogudugbe as the Vice Chancellor. The union advised the President to constitute a special visitation panel to probe the VC's removal. Ogudugbe was on August 12th removed by the Wale Babalakin-led Governing Council for alleged financial infractions. The Senate of the University of Lagos rejected the removal of the Vice-Chancellor by the Governing Council. It also rejected the appointment of the acting Vice-Chancellor, Professor Theophilus Shoyombo, for the institution. And out of the 3,822,346 registered voters in Ondo State, only 1,478,460 voters are expected to participate in the October 10 governorship election. This is because 372,888 permanent voters' cards were yet to be collected. Ondo State Resident Electoral Commissioner Dr. Rufus Akeju, who stated this in Akure, said the owners of the PVCs refused to collect despite several appeals and awareness for them to collect them. And some angry youths on Wednesday marched to the police headquarters at Eyaleye, Ibadan, Oyo State capital, to register their grievances over the escape of a serial killer, Sunday Shodigbe, from police custody on Sunday. The suspect was arrested and paraded in connection with the murder of 4 women and a 10-year-old in the area of the state. But the police, in a statement signed by its public relations officer, SP Benga Fadeyi, said the suspect had escaped when he was being led to a bathroom. At the police headquarters, the youths displayed placards with inscriptions querying how the suspect escaped from police custody. The Commissioner of Police, Oyo State Police Command, Uwanchukwu Enwonu, who had ordered the arrest of his men connected with the escape of the suspect, calmed the aggrieved youths down and reassured them of his readiness to track down the suspects and bring them to justice. The group, under the aegis of People's Awareness Initiative, announced a stay-at-home order for residents of Akinyele local government area on the 1st of September if the police failed to rearrest Sunday Shodigbe on or before the 31st of August. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has ordered the deployment of additional investigative aids to rearrest the prime suspect in the multiple murders of innocent citizens in Oyo State. The first public relations officer, Frank Umba, disclosed this in a statement in Abuja on Wednesday. He said the measure was to complement efforts of the Oyo State Police Command in the ongoing manhunt of the suspect. Umba said additional deployment comprised of crack detectives from the Intelligence Response Team and the Special Tactical Squad of the Police Intelligence Bureau, Abuja. And the Nigerian Air Force has reportedly killed 20 suspected commanders and members of the Islamic State in West African province at Buka Maram and Dole in Borno State during an airstrike. The defense headquarters said troops of Operation Hailstorm, the air component of Operation Lafia Dole, carried out the operations on Monday on the fringes of the Lake Chad region, where the terrorists, including some of their leaders, were killed. The coordinator of Defense Media Operations, Major General John Eneche, in a statement on Wednesday, explained that the airstrike destroyed Buka Maram, a logistics hub of ISWAP leaders. Eneche said Buka Maram, a major ISWAP logistics hub linking other island settlements of the Lake Chad, which also housed several of the fighters and some of their key leaders, was attacked by an enhanced force package of Nigerian Air Force fighter jets and helicopter gunships, which hit designated targets in the area, leading to the destruction of the logistics facilities and neutralization of several of the terrorists and their leaders. And coming up in a moment on entertainment news, rapper Eriga set to walk down the aisle with longtime girlfriend. This and more on entertainment news. news break on KU 92.7 FM and in City Some Entertainment Stars. Nigerian rapper Ehiga Agarivie, popularly known as Eriga, is set to walk down the aisle with his girlfriend Morenike. The music star shared the good news via his Instagram page on Wednesday, August 19th, 2020, where he also posted photos of the pre-wedding shoot. Eriga and Morenike already have a daughter, Kayla, together. Eriga is a Nigerian hip-hop recording artist. A Nigerian rapper based in America, Adefemi Mikhari Bryce, has been shot dead in Columbus, Ohio. He was found fighting for his life before he finally gave up the ghost on Sunday. Bryce, who was one of the 10 finalists of the 2013 edition of Nokia Don't Break the Beat rap competition, organized in partnership with Trace TV, also lost his brother James Michael Bryce on April 29, 2014 in Columbus at 21. According to Fox, Bryce's mother is the 80th homicide in Columbus in 2020. Columbus police reports that a passerby had found Bryce suffering from a gunshot wound in a gold-colored car in the 2700 block of Cleveland Avenue near Melrose Avenue around 10 a.m. and called the police. An American rapper, Megan Thee Stallion, has shared a photo from the injuries she sustained after a shooting incident a few weeks ago. The music star took to her Instagram page on Wednesday, August 19, 2020, where she shared a photo of her stitched foot. She has since taken down the post. Megan's post is coming weeks after it was reported that she was allegedly shot by Canadian rapper Tory Lanez. The report came days after a video surfaced online of Megan exiting Lanez's SUV, with what appeared to be blood dripping from her feet. And that's it from entertainment. And in some sports story, Premier League champions Liverpool will face newly promoted and championship winners Leeds United on the opening weekend of the 2020-2021 season, but both Manchester City and Manchester United will sit out the first round of fixtures. This and more on our sports desk.
Good morning and welcome to Sport News. I'm Sanofi Francis. 5-10 winners Bayern Munich's relentless march through this season's UEFA Champions League continued as it defeated French side Olympique Lyon 3-0 to book an 11th appearance in the final of the competition in a showdown with Paris Saint-Germain. The French side missed 2 opportunities in the opening quarter, though with Memphis Depay shooting wide after running clear before Tuko Ekambi struck the upright from a close range after cutting in from the right. Serge Gnabry moved in feed and fired a stony opener for Bayern in the 13th minute. He added the second and 33rd minute with a much simpler finish, following up a tap in after goalkeeper Anthony Lopez had blocked Robert Lewandowski's scoop before he actually tapped in from a point-blank range. Philippe Coutinho saw a goal ruled out for offside before Lewandowski had the final word, scoring for the 9th European game on the bands with a header, his 15th in the competition this season. Sunday's final promises to be a thriller, pitting arguably the best side in the world football against one of the planet's finest forward lines. A win for Paris Saint-Germain will make them the second French club to lift the title after Olympique Marseille won it in 1993. Steven Gerrard, former Nigerian international Ndubisi Ebo, created another history as he became the first ever African coach to win a match in the UEFA Champions League after KF Tirana beat Georgians Dynamo Tbilisi 2-0 away in the first qualifying round on Wednesday night. The win means Tirana will welcome 1991 Champions League winners Red Star Belgrade in the second round of the qualifiers. Tirana must go past Red Star Belgrade to get to the third round, and the win against the Serbians will see them progress into the playoff round. If they manage to get to the playoff round and win for Tirana at this stage, will see them qualify for the group stage proper. It will make history with Tirana as he led them to the Albanian League title, becoming the first Nigerian and African coach to win a league title in European top flight. And finally, in sport, champions Liverpool will face championship winners Leeds United in the standard opening weekend game of the 2020-2021 Premier League season. The championship playoff winners Fulham will host Arsenal, while West Bromwich Albion, the third promoted side, at home to Leicester City. The opening round of fixtures will take place on the weekend of 12 September. However, Manchester City versus Aston Villa and Burnley versus Manchester United will be rearranged. Those two games will not be played on the opening weekend to give City and United 30 days since their defeat in the quarterfinals of the Champions League and the semi-finals of the UEFA Europa League, respectively. Chelsea and Wolverhampton Wanderers opening matches are both scheduled for Monday, 14 September, after their slightly earlier European exit. The Blues are at Brighton and Hove Albion, while Wolverhampton Wanderers go to Sheffield United. The other opening weekend fixtures, Crystal Palace are home to Southampton, Tottenham Hotspur play host to Everton, and Western United are home to Newcastle United. Exact dates and kick-off times will be confirmed when the television selections are made. Matches will be played behind closed doors aimed at the coronavirus pandemic. Meanwhile, the English Football League fixtures are expected to be announced on Friday. And that's it from sport. I'm Sanofi Francis. Back to you, Omoye.
And that's the news, but before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. Obaseki commissions Ohodua Emu Bridge and Iselu Okaigben Road. Federal Executive Council approves 5.49 billion naira for Federal Secretariat's FCT dam projects. And youth protest escape of serial killer from Oyo police custody. Do remember that the continued unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Coronavirus is real. Wash your hands regularly with soap under running water. Use your face masks while in public places and stay safe. KFM's news break was produced by Nosakai Uadiai. I am Omoyo Ogwede saying thanks for listening. Good morning.